Yeah, fellow Ambazonians, it's been a while. It's been a while. If you join the broadcast, you share. Please, if you join the broadcast, you share. Share to your groups. Share to your groups. Share to your groups. Share to your groups. It's just a very 45 minutes broadcast. It's 45 minutes. Let's trash this issue. Share, 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 share. You're welcome. I don't know. I cannot see comments. It's been a while, but you know, I always come up when necessary things are necessary. I don't just come up because I want to come up. I come up when there are issues at hand. Thank you. Hello, Mama Vivian. You're welcome. Kwati in Maryland, you're welcome. Thank you. Please hit your share button. I think we have something very important to talk tonight. Paraf, you're welcome. Please hit your share button. It's going to be just maybe 45 minutes. I just want to trash this issue of a referendum called by one funny fellow in America who calls himself Christopher Arnold. I just want to trash this particular issue and to tell you we talk while we sleep. Yeah, Ambazonia is free, Mama V. You're welcome. Please hit that share button. I don't want much on this platform today. I just need at least 50 people and we start talking. Yeah, hit the share button. We are 31 in a few seconds. And I also invite those confused activists who are calling for unity today. And I look somebody like, I'll start calling their names because I think upstairs they are not all right. I'll start calling their names. People like Akaba, when they start talking about unity. I have a question to ask them. Which unity are they talking about? Let them first of all unite Marianta and Chris Anu before they talk about unity. When they were dividing people, they never knew the value of unity. It is now they are talking about unity. Please hit your share button. Some people are talking of referendum. I just read out this document. I read the document this evening. I'm not blocking anybody. I know you, Mercy, good visa, or Mercy what. I know you are. I don't know how I can address. I don't know what term to put you there. But I don't know. You're just suffering from something that you yourself you don't know. I am privileged to have the big boy in my platform. You're welcome, Comrade Don. You're welcome. Please hit the share button. Welcome, Comrade. Most senior, distinguished comrade. Thank you for your input this while. I read everything. I see your inspirational messages. Thank you. I think we've got to a high point where Ambazonians have to see the reality of what the coup plotters, the end point, when they start talking of referendum. Now, if you have not read the message, please go to ABS platform, Go there, you will see the message there before you come and make any comment on my live. You will read the document. I will show it here, but it will not be clear, whereby they are calling, signed by their gang leader, calling for what? Calling for begging for referendum. And I ask myself, which referendum are we talking about again? Fellow Ambazonians, Had we not gone past the stage of referendum? The plebiscite that was conducted on the 11th of February 1961, what was it all about? Was our fate not decided in the United Nations General Assembly on the 22nd of April? Was our fate not decided there? Was our independence not voted? What are we talking about when we talk of chapter 1608? Are all these things not which referendum until they are quoting Eritrea, quoting South Sudan, quoting this? These people did not have two referendums. They had just one. Not two. Southern Cameroons will not have two referendums. No. We had the plebiscite in 1961. We had another fake referendum that was conducted by La République in 1972. Which referendum are we talking about again? If Christopher Anu, this is the boiling point of his madness. Let me see. I have this document here. I will go straight to the point. I don't like to waste time. I will talk, and where you will listen. So many will listen later on. So just share, please. Keep share. I just want to be fast and smart. I don't like to waste time. I think I have these documents here. Yes, I have this document. Let me just 1 minute. Who is Taku? Call is Taku. Today will be. Say keep quiet. You don't have anything to offer, so you are the one to keep quiet now. Is it Collins Taku or who? My brother, there is no issue of mafia inside here. This issue has no mafia. There's no mafia in this issue. It's an issue of let me show you people the document. I got it. Yeah, this is the document that the proposal for Canada and the international community. Which Canada and which international community are you proposing? Until they had to copy, they copied United Nations Secretary General, African Union, European Union, UK Parliament, US Congress, Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, Amnesty International. Which Center for Humanitarian Dialogue again? And they copy Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch. Signed, Christopher Anu, Chris Anu, President. Please, when you become president, you put your full names, You put your full names are Christopher Fobene Anu, not Christopher Anu. You put your full names to tell you how foolish, how confused you are. You still sign Chris Anu. Who is Chris Anu? If you call yourself a president, you have to sign any document with your full names. The first point, Chris Anu is no name. Tomorrow, if this document becomes a problem, you tell him it was signed by Chris Anu. He asks you, Chris Anu, who is Chris Anu? Who is Chris Anu? His names are Christopher Fobene Anu. Write it full and you sign. That makes that document valid and authentic. So all of you who have been brainwashed by Christopher Anu, you don't even know what you are doing. You don't even know. You people were talking about unity. I want to ask you, which unity? The first point of unity is uniting the Christopher and Marianta. Let them be united. That's when you start talking about Christopher. That's when you start talking about unity. So surrogate and I don't know how I can address you people. Surrogate of Christopher Anu, tell him, advise him that if he calls himself president, let him sign his full names. No president has ever signed a document with alias, because Chris Anu is alias. It's not his full names. So you should stop deceiving you people. So all these ones coming here and talking trash. Now I want to talk about which referendum are you begging the Canadians just because you want relevance. One, Because you want relevance. Because you want them to see that you are now the president. So you are coming into something that you don't even know the beginning. Let me tell you, on the 1st of October 2017, our then president Siseko Ayok Tabi declared the independence of Southern Cameroon. He restored the independence of Southern Cameroon. So at this point, we are fighting for recognition. Let the world recognize this independence. We are not fighting for the world to go back for another referendum for what? I want to explain to Southern Cameroonians, to Ambazonians. Let me tell you, no true leader, no true warrior in this revolution will step his or her leg in ground one and come back. It's like you tell me that no pity freely goes to ground one and mobilize, buy material and go back to home front. And then you sit in your comfortable chair and you say, no pity went to ground one. Everybody saw him. He bought materials and went back to home front. And you say he's still fighting for us. This should ring a bell in your head. That Christopher Anu abandoned his wife in the mortuary, went to ground one, went to Nigeria, strolled in Nigeria, did his political mission, and came back without anybody touching him. And you think he is still part of this revolution? Some of you are sick upstairs. Some of you are sick upstairs. All those activists, all those people are making noise. I want you to leave where you are and you go to that ground one and not be arrested and you come back. If Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya, bumped in the boot of a car and taken to Nigeria, then Christopher Anu went to Nigeria. Cameroon, La Republique, knows fully well that he is there. And they never called their counterpart in Nigeria to do something to bring him down. And you stand here and you say, now they have written another long... That trip was to finalize their arrangement. That trip was to finalize their referendum plan. So the drama they are playing in Canada was just for this document to come up. We cannot... Look, God are those days that I talk about. I don't talk unity with traitors. You don't talk unity with traitors. You don't talk unity with your enemy. Which unity? Because if today you are talking about unity, I'm uniting with somebody who is plotting to destroy. I bring him into the fold. Everything that we are working on to concretize something is being leaked out. And you are talking about unity? Which unity? It's like they are talking about unity warrior, unity warrior. Since No Pity formed the unity warriors, I want somebody to tell me one major gain, one major battle that No Pity has succeeded in since he started unity warrior. Just one. One major hit like he used to do before. When he was under his LGA, he was fine, he was sharp, everything was moving as it was supposed to move. We had so many attacks here and there. He had so many victories. But the moment that madness of unity came, how many have he lost? Just on the 1st of October, few days after celebrating 1st October, what happened? He lost his second in command. Not alone, but with five other soldiers. What happened? What happened? And you say you are talking about unity. Which unity? You cannot unite with collaborators of La Republique. Okay, we are now talking about recognition. And somebody comes on with a document that they should make a referendum. I want to ask, what are the grounds of this referendum? If this is not madness, what are the basis of this referendum? What are his grounds? Will he go down in home front and campaign for the referendum? Because when you are talking about referendum, it means you have to go down. You have to mobilize campaign material strategies. United Nations cannot supervise if La Republique is there. They will fraud from beginning to end. United Nations will... La République has a fraud mechanism that has been put in place. Will you go into the interiors to campaign or carry materials and you bring them? Let me tell you, we can never win La République in any referendum with their election rigging machinery that they have put in place for the past 40 years by Mr. Biya. We can never call any referendum, make it as anyhow you want to do it. La République has a rigging machinery. Okay, we have so many of our citizens in La République. They are refugees. Will they not vote? Will you think they will be in that land and you hear that they will vote for independence? No. No. Will you think La République will give any positive result from their land? That these people have voted that they want to be on their own? What are you talking about? Mr. Christopher Anu, what is your agenda? Mr. Christopher Anu, what is your agenda? When you start talking about referendum, I remember you, when you were still communication secretary, you never wanted to hear the word referendum. You never. You never. So why this sudden change? What can Canada do? What can Canada do? Canada cannot do anything. Canada is not facilitating anything. So why do you want to seek for notice by writing such humiliating document just because you want to buy your way? You have already bought your way. You are free. You can turn in ground one in Nigeria anyhow. Let me tell you, paulnillong, I cannot step my feet in Africa because my security is not guaranteed. I am a mere activist. But where I am sleeping, I cannot even step. I don't even think of Africa because I'm not sure any country in Africa can guarantee my safety or my security. Then Christopher Anu, you left America. You went to that same ground one, to Nigeria. So water no there for una head. Even that empty water, not even there for una head. That empty water, not there for una head. He don't go to take come back. Those of us who have shown our face and we are well known. Clappy, go to ground one, let me see. You to summon the courage and go to ground one if you will come back. Or tell no pity, or you tell Fimasha Sagon, or you tell Sagan, or you tell transporter that they should go to ground one and buy material. La République know them. Let them go to ground one openly and buy material, then go back to home front and continue the fight. That is what you are telling me. That Chris Anu is cover, has a special cover. Look, I'll say it categorically. Chris Anu traded our independence for certain things long ago. It's not today, long ago. My spirit is angered when I see a document signed by a certain Chris pleading for what? For referendum. Pleading for what referendum? What referendum is he talking about? Who is there to ensure the transparency? Who is there to ensure the transparency of that referendum? Do you know what it takes to conduct an election? Who is there? Before La République will even bring their boxes, they will come with their military. Who is talking about referendum here in this never again generation? La République, before they even come, they come with their military. They come with their military. They first of all scare you away. True patriots, they scare you away. But after the voting, they will count. Will that vote reach its final destination? We are not confused. Pastor, whoever boy you call yourself, we are not confused. We are focused. We are determined. But there are some people among us who think they can distract us. Check my track record. I, for one, check my track record. From Seseko, when he created another, we dumped him aside, we impeached him, and Dr. Sako, the legitimate president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I have stood with him and his policies, and we are striving. Those who have been struggling to break out and push away from him, what has been their result? What is their outcome? So we are not confused. When they went to Canada, the interim government gave out the position about Canada when La République withdrew from Swiss. The interim government wrote her position about Canada. So we are focused. We tell them we are now fighting for our recognition. For the world to recognize Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia as a state. So anything about, anything around this circle is just distraction. I want Ambazonians to understand that we are not confused. We are even more focused. Focus on our recognition. Some people thought without their voice, this revolution will go down. No. This revolution is not on the voice of anybody. This revolution is the will of a people. This revolution is the determination of a generation, which is the never again generation. So anybody who is confused, that is your business. That is your business. We are focused. They have tried by all means to buy the fighters away from the interim government. Some have struggled to push the fighter. No, we have fighters who are focused. I want to ask you, look at, when you talk about unity, ADFs are still there. They have their gangs. They have their kidnappers. They still function as ADF. So who is uniting with who? Because the last time that ADF was uniting with, we only saw 13 or 14 of them were slaughtered in Momo. Up to today, I think in Awin or something. No, not in Awin. Indeed, their headquarters in Momo, 13 of them were slaughtered. Up to today, ADF have never given us how that interleaked, that meeting, that particular meeting, how they interleaked for La République to trap them there. Yes, you work with traitors and you don't know that they are traitors. In Batibo, thank you, Egbe. Thank you. You work with traitors and you don't know they are traitors. You work with traitors and you don't know until they finally expose and show themselves out. So I don't want to hear about unity. Fight for recognition. Don't fight for unity. Some are talking about democracy. We are not fighting for democracy. We are fighting for the recognition of our independence. Ambazonians, there is no way we are talking about a referendum. It puzzles me where Mr. Christopher Anu Fobene comes out with this formula of referendum. Please, he has written to the United Nations, he has copied the African Union, he has copied this. Which copy, which referendum? Does he have the means to finance referendum to sponsor any referendum game on the ground? Or do you think you just hear a referendum and you go and... Christopher Anu, the blood of our people, will continue to pursue you coming up with referendum. All those who are reasonable, now is the time for you to think. I've told you, go to his wall. Go to his wall. ABS. You will see the document there. I did not create. I think I managed to screenshot it so that tomorrow they will not say Paul like to come out with fake news. This is the document. It's on ABS. This is his war, ABS. So don't say I did not. That is it. So go there and you read. And you ask Christopher Arnold which referendum is he proposing to Canada? Which referendum is he proposing to the United Nations? Which referendum is he proposing as who? I've told you people, we are not uniting with black legs. We are not cooperating with black legs. We are not. We are not uniting with people who has an agenda of trading us. Now they have come up with another new one, referendum. We will not beg for referendum. We begged for federation in 2016-17. We begged for federation in 2016 and 17. We begged for federation. And when we begged for federation, they carried arms against us. Our universal right. They carried arms against us. And we declared our independence. And today you are begging for referendum. A referendum that you yourself, maybe this is a means that you want to go you back. You have finalized everything and you want to go you back to your united Cameroon, one Cameroon. So you know that you tell them that, but you struggled and the referendum, it failed. So we have decided now, because the referendum will be, will you join La Republique or will you want to be on your own? Or what? I don't know their third option. But I think it's high time he wants to go back. It's not my place. I am here to talk. That one in Bamenda is what happened today in that school is no story. It's a continuation of our resistance. So stop asking me about what happened in GHS Gwen. It's a continuation of our resistance. It is the continuation of the intimidation by the forces of La Republique, the terrorist forces of La Republique. It is the continuation of their intimidation. But these students, they rose up and they said enough is enough. So don't expect more from it. That is it's not even part of our story. It's just a continuation of the resistance. So what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear about the death of this small girl that was shot going to school in a car with the mother? Please. Those children did what was necessary today. So please, be focused where you are. Fight for recognition. Any other thing less than fighting for our recognition is story. Anything less than fighting for our recognition is what? Is story. The most dreaded leader in this revolution that La Republique don't want to hear or even see is Dr. Sako. That is why they have mentioned all the names of the other leaders in their national circle, but you will not hear the name of Dr. Sako. We will sit with La Republique as two governments. Let me tell you people, we will sit with La Republique as two governments. The government of Southern Cameroons and the government of La Republique will sit like that face to face with a third party to negotiate our terms of separation. It's final and it's simple. There is nothing more, there is nothing less. Whatever you want to think, whatever you want to, that is your business. We are not going for any referendum with anybody. So we are fighting for our recognition. And they will recognize Southern Cameroons. They will recognize our anthem. They will recognize our government. And they will recognize our territorial integrity. They will recognize our territorial integrity. Know that. Our government. They will recognize our territory. They will recognize our anthem. They will recognize our flag. Unity will be with strength when you unite with people who have the same heart and mind as you. But you cannot, I don't want to, how can a thief and a saint unite and you expect a better outcome? What? Okay, we are fighting for recognition now. Do you want us to unite with somebody who is fighting for referendum? How does it go? I don't know whether you people are just talking about unity. You talking about unity. Since when No Pity started the unity warrior, can you just mention me one major victory that he has gotten? Since he started this is unity warrior. Can you just mention me one major? And I will name you 5 losses that he has encountered since he started his unity. Then you know that unity is not for everything. There are times that you keep unity aside and you are focused. When you are alone and you are focused, it is better than uniting with people who don't have any focus. People who fight for their personal interests. All those activists who are making noise on Facebook, please go down to Nigeria. Chris Ann went to Nigeria. Can you two go to Nigeria? The way forward is for you to fight for your recognition. Let me tell you, you are better alone than with a brother who has a knife waiting to stab you behind in the name of unity. Because he's your brother does not mean he will not stab you behind. Because it's your sister does not mean he or she cannot stab you behind. So stop talking about unity. The interim government is focused on the recognition of Ambazonia as a people, as a nation, as a government. We are not fighting as a group. So we are not going to beg La Republique. Not after all the losses. We are not going to beg La Republique for referendum. Referendum that you cannot control. If we could not control the outcome of the 1961 plebiscite, is this this referendum now we are going to control? That is why this revolution is still alive, because we are divided, because so many when fake groups come up, the ones that are focused will suppress, will push them down. That is why this revolution is still alive. If we were united, this revolution would have ended. Just imagine Baltasar, Seseko and his entire government captured because they were united in one place. They were all captured and carried to and deported to La Republique dungeon. We are still alive because the ones that are focused, they have a melting point, a meeting pot, fighting against La Republique and fighting against the destruction of these criminals who call themselves coup plotters. Today they are begging for referendum. Shameless goats, shameless wicked people who are not ashamed, who are not even, they are heartless. Seeing the blood of our warriors. Did our warriors die for referendum? Did they die tell you that they want referendum? That today you are writing to the United Nations, writing to African Union, writing to this, that you want referendum? Did Chacha die for referendum? Did Chacha die fighting for referendum? Wicked generation. Heartless people. Because they think only about themselves. Because they think only about themselves. It is only their lives that matter. The ones that have gone, their lives don't matter. You pick your pen and papers, you sign in the name of president that you are begging for referendum. You are proposing for referendum. Continue. The blood of our fallen heroes will go after you in the name of referendum. I want to ask these so-called activists who are calling for unity. Enrico Akaba, I saw you talking about Sagono, Pity, and Talk and Do, that you are struggling to unite them. No. Let me call your name in my show for the first time. Akaba Eric. Go and unite Marianta and Chris Ano. Go and unite them. Anybody who wants to talk about unity, to first of all unite Marianta and Chris Ano. Because the two of them were together fighting against Dr. Sako. They break out of the interim government. They were to form their own gang. So anybody who wants to mention unity on ground zero should first of all unite those two. When you unite them, you come that time and we can talk. There's another one called JK. That voice of greedy ancestor. JK, you are confused. From Sisiko, from Sako to Marianta, from Marianta to Chris Anu. No, from Sisiko to Chris Anu to Marianta. Now back to Chris Anu, you are confused. Now you are going back now to Sisiko. JK, take a break. Leave this revolution. Your brain don't overhaul. You have overheat because you are confused. Let the Coopers, Marianta and Chris Anu, let them unite first before they have any credibility to talk about unity. Where's the German shit? Where's Nanchop? I don't hear him again. When he started, I told all of you that you will be confused. That the boat you are entering, that boat will sink in the middle. They were supporting a hailing. Is that same Chris Anu who has dealt with them today? Calling them surrogate and all sort of names. And when I told them yesterday that this Chris Anu, you are seeing, is a devil, they said no, he's an angel. Fellow Ambazonians, let me tell you, we are not going in for any referendum. We are not. We are not going in for any referendum. This is the final point. All those who think they are supporting Chris Anu, it is now that you have to know that he is trying to buy his way back to one Cameroon. He is manipulating you people. He has a good and a sweet tongue. He will tell you the advantages that referendum is this, referendum is that. Let me tell you, we cannot succeed in any referendum. Check all the possibilities. Not when Cameroon soldiers and La Republic military are still in Ambazonia, stationed, fighting. And you said they will hold that fight to conduct a referendum. Or you say let La Republic withdraw her troops. Withdraw which troops? You will not give them any condition for a referendum. You will not. In 1972, when they conducted their fake referendum, what happened? Did they withdraw their troops? Who will put the electoral modalities in place? It is still a republic, backed by France and this same United Nations that has been silent for 4 or 5 years now that we have been fighting. If United Nations, if European Union wanted our independence, they would have been making statements. Not today. And what is the whole game? Christopher started making Siseko must be on the negotiating table. Siseko must be on the negotiating table. Siseko must be on the negotiating table. Yes. And what is the next thing that we heard? United Nations Action Group says that they should release them immediately. And what is the response from Mr. Chris Anu? Referendum. The game is unfolding. You need to know the United States that Ambazonians are fighting for their recognition, and we have nothing as referendum in our agenda of, I don't know how I can put it, in our revolutionary agenda, in the plebiscite in 19. So we have no referendum, nothing. So let the US State Department get me clear that we are fighting for our recognition. And we will fight for that recognition till we get it. No matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes, we will fight for this recognition. The intention long ago was to bring us to this point. That is why Chris Anu has been the mole in the house, fighting for power, so that the agenda will come on the table. All those who are supporting Chris Anu, I don't think you are supporting him in your right senses. After you read this document and you still say Chris Anu is part of this revolution, some of you are funny. Some of you are mad. Some of you you don't reason. Who is asking for referendum? Who is asking for referendum? To do what? Because he's thrown in Nigeria and come back? You two should go now. You should go. JK, go to Nigeria and come back. Akaba, go to Nigeria and come back. You both should go to Nigeria. Come back. Then before you know the difference between those who are fighting for independence and those who are fighting for one Cameroon. Go to Nigeria. My SOS Frank, go to Nigeria. Their game plan is on. But they will never succeed. I said I was not going to talk for long. I will not talk for long. But if you are in your right senses and you are still working for Christopher Anu, you need to visit the psychiatrist. You need to visit the psychiatrist. This same Christopher Anu, after the death of Field Marshal the King, they appointed General 2x2 to replace him. And when the black leg was caught, he confessed that it was 2x2 who was paid to kill Field Marshal the King. If we are not fit join them, as I did talk, if we are not fit join the pieces and put them together, it look now. But let me tell you, Dr. Sako and the interim government, we are fighting for recognition. And we will sit with La République on a third-party negotiation, not as a group, but as a government. The government of La République will sit that way. The government of Ambazonia will sit this way. And the third parties, they will sit the other side. We negotiate our terms of separation. I don't have much to say. I don't have more to tell you. But please, can they go down and fight and arrange for this referendum? Do you know what it means to organize a referendum? Not with a system, an archaic system, a system that has rigged elections over and over and over. Massa. Thank you guys for being with me for this 45 minutes. I don't have much. Just share the video. Just share the video. And what happened in Queen today, please don't be excited when things like that happen. It's a continuation. It's a process. It's the will of a people. Do you think all those who are dying, these children don't look at them? They see them. These children, they follow up everything. And when it touches them, they react. So it was just a mere reaction to what they have been going, what they have been stomaching. Please, and to our AROF on the ground, stop listening to these scoopers. They have killed so many fighters already. Christopher Anu said in 3 months this revolution will end. So yes, and we begin to see it. When he start asking for referendum, it means he already knew. I will still maintain this statement. Dr. Sakoti Boya, unless he commits an impeachable offense with evidence and proofs. But for now, he remains that leader who is focused. He remains that leader who knows what he is doing. And we are sure that with him, our pathway to Boya is carved. So if you are talking about unity, let Marianta and Chris Anu unite first. But for us, we are focused. God bless you. Please just share the video. I just want you to know that Christopher Anu has given up. He's not part of this revolution again. He struggled to take down Dr. Sako, but he could not. So he used unorthodox means. And today, we have seen where he belongs. Mr. NC Ostra, please stop talking about it. Just go and unite Marianta and Chris before you talk about unity. Good night. It is well, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you.